Alright guys, let's have a look how can we import the animation we made into our Unreal Engine. So I have my characters here, it's a folder in the project, there is a Lich folder. And so I have those skeletons here. For the Lich, everything is imported on the main skeleton for the legs and main skeleton for the torso, which come from the golem character. So I need to import animations as well. So let's go File, Import, and I'm just going to import those animations where I exported them, which is in DCC folder for this game. And then under characters, Lich animation, I believe here is the torso and legs. So I'm going to import the torso and I'm going to import it on the skeleton golem torso, like that. And let's see if it works. Import with the default settings. Let's have a look. So that should be my walk cycle. And looks like it's working, except it's showing me the wrong character here because they're sharing the skeleton. But I can switch this here to Lich. SK Lich torso, and then I'm gonna get the right character. Now make sure to apply so that this is saved. So that's looking cool. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to import the same animation to the legs. But again, I'm going to use skeleton golem legs as the skeleton of target. Import. And then I'm just going to go and have a look here as well. So as you can see, it seems like it's working. But again, I have to switch to Lich and apply. And that's mainly for preview purposes. So you can see that this animation is working quite well. There is some clipping here, so maybe this is something we'll have to revisit and re-import because I haven't seen that in Maya. It could be the double-sidedness of this material, but it's nice to have double-sided material, so I'm gonna probably have to go back and fix this. But another thing is the naming convention. It's always good to keep it consistent. So for animations in Unreal, I start AS, and then I say which character it is, and then I say a walk cycle, and I say legs. And then, so AS stands for animation sequence. I could do AS or I could do AN, animation. I'm actually going to do AN because I see that there is already AN here. And I'm also going to rename the other animation for the torso. And that's going to be torso. So there's my animations. I have them imported. Now, how do I hook them up into this character? So this character has an animation blueprint for the legs and for the torso separately. For some reason, I thought it was a good idea. How can I hook it up? So this character actually is using its own animation blueprint, which is very basic. It basically goes through through the random animations. It has like a one frame animation situation. So there's multiple ways I can do this. I have other more complicated animation blueprints I could hook up, or I could just show you temporarily how to do this. If I basically just bring in my, so this is for the torso. So if I bring in my walk cycle torso in there, that's the animation sequence. I can blend with what I have here based on some parameter. So I like to use blend by bool for this. Blend poses by bool, and then I can plug in this or that, and I can go in here, and this basically will blend. This is like the kind of thing that will happen, like how much time it will take to blend between this or that. So this is single poses for attacks and for walking. Very simple for blocking the character, but this is more elaborate animation. Now, what's the parameter we're going to be blending based on? So here, I would basically say if animation frame is in range for walk cycle, because there's a system here that should find. Okay, I don't think this is the right blueprint. I'm gonna check my legs blueprint for this. Sorry to confuse you, but if you go here, it's a very similar graph, but here it's able to determine whether it's a walk cycle. And so this is basically how it determines if it's a walk cycle. If it's in between 44 and 46, then it just kind of triggers different frames from 44 to 46 to simulate a walk cycle. So in this case, and you can do it with any other parameter, but in this case, I can just paste this here, and I can just check if my animation frame is in this range. And if it's in this range, then I'm going to be blending like that. So you can do something like this, and that also makes sure that it's looping, because otherwise it's going to do one step. And you could play with the play rate to see if it's fast enough or not, or you could adjust it based on the game setting, but let's leave it for 1 right now and save and compile. And we can copy this logic to our other animation blueprint for the legs. In the anim graph we have the same thing. So what we can do here is we can just blend it as well. But in this case what we're going to do, this is going to be our false pose for the legs. But our actual true pose is going to be not, it's going to be this, walk cycle legs. And so that should then make this character walk nicer. So let's save this, and then here again we just make sure that it's looping. And let's play this and let's see how it looks in the game. So I'm just going to press play and start the game and see how it's walking right now. Reducing the volume here because it's very loud. Okay, let's just go to Battle Editor, and here let's just load our Lich for the character that we're going to preview. There's too many characters here. There's the Lich. We can get maybe 5 of them. Don't give them anything for now. We could be fighting against skeletons. Maybe just give them a sword or something. All right, let's go back and let's see. So that will load the battle, and let's see how this Lich is now walking. Okay, so it feels like it's walking kind of slow, right? So it's kind of drifting. So let's speed up the animation a little bit. And to do that, maybe, I don't know if we do play rate 1 or 1.5. We can do 2 to see what happens, but we have to do it both on torso in this case and on the legs. Let's see. So that remembers it. Okay, so that looks much better, as you can see. So I'm just going to play it again with maybe changing some statistics and doing a little bit better with the volume. Just disable the music completely. Now in the battle editor, I'm gonna change. Okay, it sounds like it resets itself whenever I open it. So I'm gonna just make him like super experienced or something, so that way he's gonna have more movement. And maybe I'm also gonna fight against the same character, so we can see from both sides, as the enemy is also controlling this kind of creature, and give it like level 10. Oh, but my concern is if I give level 10 to the enemy, it's gonna start spells, casting spells and kill me, so maybe I'll give it level 1 for now. Okay, let's start it. Yeah, let's see it now. Okay, so it didn't really increase the movement of this character for some reason. But you see that it's... Okay, so I see there is a problem. For some reason, it's only playing the animation on the legs, but it's not really playing the animation on the upper body. So this is the kind of logic that it will require to change a blueprint in this case, because this animation blueprint is not set up for this. I think we can add another attribute here. Or actually, we can't really do this easily, because if we change it, he's going to be walking in the idle pose as well. But I can show you what I mean. If it equals to, or, so we're going to have this kind of issue now. It's going to be quite funny. So check this out. Okay, so if I start this battle, look at this. He's now going to be walking here, which is very funny. This is not what we want. But when he's walking, it actually looks correct. So the question is, how do I prevent him from walking like this? You know, when he's not supposed to be doing that, right? And so the way to go about this is maybe not reading the frame of the torso here, but reading the frame of the legs and driving that whole system with that. So unfortunately, like, what's the way for me to read the frame of the legs being inside the torso blueprint? Do they communicate in any way? I could, in theory, do something like this. So owning actor, I'm getting the actor here. It's getting the anim frame, but I could also get the legs frame. Get legs animation frame, and I can use that as my driver. So I have to save it in event graph to a variable, promote to variable, and I can save it legs animation frame or something. It's good to have different name here. And in the end of my event graph, I'm going to store it. And then what I can do inside this anim graph, I can just, instead of reading the anim frame, I can read the legs animation frame. And then from there, you can use this as a driver. Okay? So now, in theory, it should work. Let's see. Oh, another thing I might want to do, because for some reason my character didn't really get the boost from the upgrading of the level, I'm just going to hijack it for now and go to the statistics of this character. And I'm just going to change the speed of this character to 5 or 6 temporarily to see better how it's walking. Alright, and so now let's start the battle and see how's the walking. So you can see they're idling right now. Here's the walk cycle, so total success. Can attack. And there you go. So yes, it's a simple game. They don't have any spells right now, I don't think. Oh no, actually they do have a spell. Okay, cool. Well, why don't I just ice bolt the guy? There we go. He's frozen now, and I can kill him. Alright, so I think that's it for this video. I hope that was interesting and educating. Normally you don't have a situation when you have separate animation blueprint for torso and legs. but in this case it made sense. But all those principles can be transferred across to other characters. Okay, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.